You got to risk it if you want to win big. Celtic risked it when they sold Jeremie Frimpong, and now they look to be ready to cash in on the big star. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. Looks like Celtic will be getting more money in the 2023 summer transfer window, with Jeremie Frimpong set to leave Bayer Leverkusen. According to Fabrizio Romano, there is 3 clubs interested in the right back, including English Premier League big hitters Manchester United leading the way in the battle for Frimpong's signature, with Barcelona and Bayern Munich following behind. Now, the reason this is big news for Celtic is because of the transfer percentage that they have. So Celtic have a 30% transfer profit fee.
That's a lot.
On Jeremie Frimpong. Yeah, it is a lot. It's a very good deal that they actually got. So Celtic, when they sold Frimpong, managed to bring in 11 million, and now they are getting 30% of the profit that they will get on Frimpong. Now, keep in mind, especially if Frimpong goes to the English Premiership, if he goes to Man United, they're going to pay a hell of a lot more than, let's say, I think a Bayern Munich would pay.
Yes.
Now, I'm not too sure about Barcelona, but let's be real. Bayern Munich tend to not spend that much when they're buying players from fellow Bundesliga teams. But if Man United are paying that for Frimpong, I see no reason why they can't maybe match what they've spent in previous years on right-backs. For example, Wan-Bissaka. Or whatever he's called,
That's 50 million. Frimpong's better than him. Way better than him.
So, let's say Man United are in fact going to pay 50 million for Frimpong.
15 million Celtic get. That's an insane amount, like, just off a sell-on fee.
Well, it would be a profit. So it's 39, because it cost 11. So it's 30% of 39 million.
The cost 11? What are you on about? The cost 11 crisis?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking...
It's 30% of the profit. Bayer Leverkusen paid 11 million for him.
Oh, so 39?
So it would be 39 million.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Fair enough.
30% of 39 million is still a lot.
Yeah, it would be, let me do the math, it would be 3.3, it would be 11.7.
So it'd be more than they actually got from originally.
Well, that's brilliant. Again.
And that's assuming that it's 50 million. I mean, it might not be 50 million, depending on who buys them, but if it is Man United, we know what the Premier League clubs pay. Everything seems to be overinflated, and considering how young Frimpong is, it could even be more than 50 million.
It could be, but it's a weird one. I don't know. I mean, Bundesliga players actually... I can't really think of a Bundesliga player deal that's went for an insane amount. Like Kai Havertz for Leverkusen went for, what, 60? It'd be weird for a right-back to go for that sort of amount of money, even though he is young. I'm actually surprised he's hit that ceiling. I rate it Frimpong at Celtic, but I didn't think he'd push on to be this good.
No, me neither. Because when they first sold him, it's like, I didn't really recall it being like a massive loss. I always thought, Celtic have done pretty well there to get 11 million for him. But it looks like they could be getting even more than that, which they originally sold him for. But either way, they're going to get 30% of the profit, and it's going to be a good amount of money for Celtic. The only way they wouldn't get anything would be if he sold for less than 11 million. But that's not going to happen. The guy's clearly going to go for big money, but it just depends on how much. But I think Celtic over the years have proven that they have been really good when it comes to selling players and getting... Well, one thing I've noticed with Celtic is like they seem to do better with like the younger players that they sell. It's like, see when it comes to players that you think they maybe... Like, see when it comes to like the obvious players you'd think they'd get money for, they don't really seem to do that well. Like the Dembélés and Edwards.
Yeah, not an awful, not an insane amount. Same with Christie. I mean, he kind of just left for, was it $1 million Christie left for?
Yeah, so I mean, there may be players you would have thought they could have got more for, which they didn't. But yeah, 25 million for Kieran Tierney, and then they get 11 million for Frimpong, including this 30% profit from the future sale. So yeah, Fabrizio Romano is normally correct, and he says that all clubs, United, Bayern and Barcelona, have been having meetings with Frimpong's agent.
I don't see him going to Barca. Barca tax, man, no chance. Can't see Barca spending 50 million.
Maybe not, but I definitely think he could go in the future.
I mean, he's Dutch. Ten Hag's Dutch. A lot of Dutch players that went into United. Why not? Don't see why that can't happen.
Yeah. So, I mean, I could see it happening, It looks like it could happen. It's been £50 million. It's around the fee that it's being touted at the moment. So, yeah, like we said, if it does go for that, then Celtic would get over £10 million. And that's a great bit of business, getting just getting £10 million for a player that you sold 2 years ago.
I know. Insane. It's actually unheard of, that, really, making that amount on a sell-on fee for someone who you sold for so cheap. Yep. To actually make more than what you sold them for is mad.
It is. So, great bit of business. If it happens, it will happen. I think it's just a matter of when. Because Frimpong looks like he is, destined for...
He's too good for Bayern Leverkusen.
I'm not saying Bayern Leverkusen are shit, but let's be honest. Good right backs are harder to come by than, let's say, good strikers or, good midfielders, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I feel like the fullback positions don't really...
Unless you're Scotland and you're left back, then you're left back.
Then you're sorted for the next 20 generations. Uh-huh. But Frimpong then, guys, looks like he could be going to Manchester United, but with Barcelona and Bayern Munich also waiting in the wings. I mean, I guess if he likes the Bundesliga, Bayern Munich would maybe be the obvious choice. But a lot of players seem to want that big money move to the Premier League.
The Super League as it is.
And like you said, the Dutch connection there with Ten Hag, and there's all the Dutch players at Man United. Maybe, just maybe, Man United will be his final destination. But that's it, guys. Just want to make a quick fid on that. Celtic, I mean, I didn't realise they had that. I knew they had some sort of transfer future fee in, but I didn't realise it was 30%. And, 30% is
a lot.
Pretty phenomenal. And I think more Scottish clubs need to do that. The fact that, they always seem to get ripped off when it comes to the upfront fee for players. I think it'd be good if Scottish clubs could implement future deals like this, because, I mean, there's a lot of players that have left, Scottish Premiership clubs in the last, let's say 5 years that you think could go on. And, Hibernian, for example, selling John McGinn, I don't think they have any sort of fee.
No.
I think it was just a straight up £3 million deal. Whereas, even if, what if they had, there's been talk of McGinn going to Man United for 50 million in the past. What if Hibernian had a 10% clause, and you're getting £5 million? I mean, that would be great business.
It would be.
You look at Josh Doidge when he left, Lewis Ferguson when he left, Ryan Porte. I don't think...
But no, the thing is, see for clubs like Hibs, Aberdeen, etc.,
Calvin Ramsey,
they'd rather $250,000 up front rather than wait a few years for potentially 2 or 3 million.
Calvin Ramsey, I don't think Aberdeen got any sort of...
No, they didn't.
Thing with Calvin Ramsey. I mean, look at Lewis Ferguson. He's already been talked about as a potential, transfer in the summer. Heard clubs like AC Milan being interested in him. But again, Aberdeen just kind of took the money up front. So, yeah, I think maybe more Scottish clubs could use kind of benefit for what Celtic have done here with Frimpong. Anyway, guys, that's it. Catch you in the next one. 30%, really good deal. And if Celtic get, over 10 million, then that is smashing money for a player that left 2 years ago. But that's it, guys. Fog Football. Peace out.